Righto. See that hill in the distance, sort of above that transformer in the middle? That's Mount Archer. We're going to take the e-bike up there in a few minutes and climb to the top and see how well this battery holds out. So, over there to the left is Mount Archer. It's about 600 metres elevation. Our goal today is to see how much power we use going up there. It's all bitumen on the way up. There is a trail on the other side down, but we won't be doing that today. I've actually got a roadie friend who's attempting to do his Everesting today, so they're climbing the equal altitude of Mount Everest, in case you've never come across it before. So it's about 7,700 metres elevation, which means he'll be climbing that about 15 times today on a normal bike. So hopefully I'll bump into him to give him a bit of moral support. So there's a fair bit happening in Rockhampton today for cycling. We've got, well, apart from Chris trying to do his Everesting ride, we've got a round of the Fox Superflow at First Turkey, and also a school age competition. I think there's about 200 riders up there today, so that'll be massive. So once I've gone up Mount Archer, I'll duck up into First Turkey and see how that's looking. Should be a good day. You'll notice a little bit of elevation just up ahead, very small bit. That's just a hint of what's to come. I did this climb 2019, so the year before COVID. I did it on an acoustic bike, a 2016 Scott Genius, and we went up. 5 of us went up and on mountain bikes, and we rode down the other side on the gravel, which was pretty mad because it's not really a mountain bike trail. It's a bit of a guide track, but I went over the bars twice, but we all get back alive. The climb itself, it's an average 10% gradient for 5 kilometres. Once we reach the base, we're not there yet. 5 kilometres is about, we're very close to exactly 3.1 mile for my imperial viewers. So it's a hell of a gradient to sustain over a long period. The e-bike will lap it up, I reckon. I took about just under 48 minutes on the Genius. Today I reckon 20-21 minutes powered. My Wahoo just instructed me to get ready to climb. Here we go. Mount Archer, 300 metres on the right. Here we go. And you can see the straight away the elevation increases. There's a fair bit of traffic today, so I'm getting on the footpath. It's 11:15 now. Chris was going up, as I said, to do his Everesting today. So it's like 15 climbs of this mountain, which is 501 metres above that corner. So it's a total of 606, I believe. But the roadways, well, that segment is 501, so he's going to have to do that like 14 or 15 times on his road bike. He was built like a stick and he's super fit, so he's about my age too, so no spring chicken, but he's bloody fit. So good luck to him, and I hope, well, I hope I bump into him because I'd like to give him some moral support, but equally if I don't, I hope he's finished and he succeeded. I checked his Strava before I left home and he hadn't ended anything, so he's probably still out on the road. So we're looking out for a roadie coming down this hill doing about 70. The first big landmark here is called the Saddle. It's roughly halfway up the hill, but it's where these two, they're all part of the same ranges. It's the Versica Ranges. Mount Archer National Park spans quite a few of them. So where we're headed is actually extremely on my left. You can't see it really. So we're basically going up here, then we're doing a bit of a flat U-turn for about 50 metres across a high valley that links two of these hills together, or mountains together, and that's why they call it the Saddle, because it sits across the two. And then we get into some serious elevation. So this at the moment is about 12%. Actually it might only be 9%, you know. It's not that massive. You would feel it on an acoustic bike, but on this thing I've got no right to whinge. So we're about halfway up the Saddle. I'm just leaning over to show you the Wahoo. So you can see that gradient angle we're on. It's pretty intense. So that segment is the Saddle. As you can see on the Shimano, I'm in boost mode. At the moment we're doing 14.8. We've used 1 bar. Done a fair bit of riding this week. So we've got a race on next weekend. It's not a big one, just a gravel ride, and I'm only doing the medium one. But I'm still not race ready, or I'm starting to get there this week. So it's Saturday lunchtime now. So Wednesday I did 85 laps of the velodrome and 20k ride after that on the road. So that woke my glutes up. Then I did 1,000 metres climbing on Thursday, which made me, I was going to come up here yesterday, but I could tell I was about 10 seconds off a cramp all day yesterday, so I thought, no, I won't ride today. Just settled for taking the dog for a walk around the block instead. Here we go, the Saddle. So this is halfway up, and it's the tamest, dare I say, probably most boring half. Above this is breathtaking. I'll do my stops on the way down because I want to spend some time getting some photos. It's steep, but I think it's about a 17-degree incline here. I don't mind, I mean, it's nothing on this. This e-bike's bloody beautiful, but I really don't like coming down much this sort of hill. it's too steep and you're just on the brakes the whole way. I don't like letting go of the brakes on bitumen. I had a few too many bad crashes as a kid, I think. So we've gone through 2 bars now, still on boost. We've done, I have no idea how much elevation we got. We're 224 metres elevation to go. There we go, I've done 374 metres so far, elevation. And it's currently a I've ridden 9 kilometres for 28 minutes. The cadence, it's about 65. All these rock formations. I don't know how well it's showing, but bloody hell, they're spectacular. On the left. You can just see that sloping sedimentary. You can just see where it's been forced out of the ground by some hellish volcanic or seismic eruption. And up here, I pointed out this rock formation about 2 or 3 minutes ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, where they've dynamited through the toe or through the cliff. So you get this formation on the left. They're both beautiful. No sign of Chris yet. We've done 443 metres. Or 90 metres elevation to go. As to the Polygon, this was about the bike. What a legendary piece of kit. It's hasn't missed a beat. We're down 3 bars now. I left home 35 minutes ago. My heart rate's staying down about 145, which is good for me. I'm doing about a 70 cadence at the present, maybe 72. Legs are feeling quite good. Oh, the inner thigh's a bit shit, but I'm on an e-bike, so you forfeit the right to whinge. And I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but this is nothing. I can still talk. On my acoustic bike 4 years ago, I was a lot fitter. I could barely friggin' breathe by this point. And this is the end of the climb. In the last race, I came up with 5 blokes, and I was running 4th by the time I got here. There was a bloke sitting beside me, behind me. Decided to do a big sprint, and I just realised the last minute, and I nailed the bastard. It was brilliant. Oh. Mate, I was keeping an eye out for you the whole way.
Oh yeah.
Have you done it? You finished?
No.
What have you done?
10.
How many need to do?
18.
Are you right to keep going?
Yeah. Just having a little break.
How far down do you go?
Oh, just right to the bottom of the hill and
So
turn around and come
Pearl Beam, the corner there?
Yep, and just come straight back up.
I'm on the e-bike, so.
How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. Well, I'm going to take, do you want some company on the way up? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, Wayne's doing another one with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, company's good.
I'd like to get some video shots on the way down for a video I'm doing. So.
Yep. You'll catch us up pretty easy on that thing.
Yeah, I'm doing about 16 kilometres an hour up the hill.
Yeah, I'm not.
So yeah, we're on our way back down now. We bumped into Chris up the top. He's done 5,000 metres, so he's still got 2,700 to go. But he's looking pretty fresh and he reckons he'll do it. We're going to stop down here, and actually we'll stop right here. This is perfect. In the distance there you'll see that bunch of, well, in the middle you see a bunch of hillocks, and they're actually quite tall hills. They're trachyte plugs. They're the remnant from, so they're the molten magma inside a volcano that doesn't escape the volcano, and they become this plug, and over the hundreds of millions of years since, the outside volcanic rock has eroded and the magma is actually harder, so it's just the plug that remains when the rest of the volcano is actually eroded away. The reason I mention that is I'm actually riding there next week. There's a gravel race on, so if you watch my video next week you'll see that from ground level. I met Chris up the top, Chris and Wayne, and they're both doing it, and I'm going to go back down. I used 3 bars there. I'll go back down, I'll ride back up with them, so that'll be good. The Polygon will get a nice little uphill workout today. Oh, look at that. I did tell them, so I'm coming up here at about 15, 16 average. He's climbing up at about 8 kilometres an hour average. So, look at that. That's a lovely view. There we go. Gee, you can see a long way from up here. So we're doing the bottom half of this now. Very soon we'll, Chris and Wayne went down about, they went down about, well, probably 10 minutes ahead of me. But as Chris said, I'm going to, I'll catch him up on the way up. So I just thought I'd keep him company, because even though he's got Wayne with him, just change of conversation, a different face for one climb. Because it's bloody, it's physical, this stuff, but it's also really mental too. Chris has been going since 2:15 this morning. It's now after 12, so it's virtually 10 hours already. So he'll probably be going till about 5 o'clock, so it's a hell of an endurance ride. And even though he's on a lightweight road bike, it's still a hell of a lot of climbing. Here they are. Look at these legends. I'll see you soon. So we'll go down here and I'll play catch up. It'll be a bit of an interesting little race. It's not a particularly fair one. We're almost back down at, we're only about 50 metres elevation from the bottom. My brakes do not appreciate this, by the way. They aren't pleasant. They've had better activities. I think it must start down here. So we'll just, we've still only used 3 bars, so it'll be interesting to see. Here we go. Let's turn this around now. Oh, drop a post up. Turbo. Let's get serious. We'll here we go. Oh, we're on the way to something. I've already reached the speed limit, so climb, says Wahoo. No shit, Sherlock. Our second climb up Mount Archer, she's used 3 bars. We've done about 700 metres elevation already. 650, oh no, say 650. I'll tell you what, certainly testing out the e-bike's ability. Looks like we're down 4 bars now. But I've been in quite high cadence for an hour and a bit in boost mode. So we're pulling absolute power. So this is good. I'm feeling this more than the last climb because I'm actually pushing hard. This is good. That's why I bought this bike. I wanted it to be a workout tool, so to push me on to stuff I've never done. So I'm 50 seconds ahead of that last climb. We now got a 12% gradient. And I'm not for a minute pretending this is a struggle. Feeling it through my adductors, but that's not surprising. Having gotten a workout this week, but the lungs are fine. Heart rate's maybe 130. There's the saddle again. We were just here 5 minutes ago. Gee, these boys are quick. So it's a PR Archer saddle. You're right. You blokes are setting a legendary pace.
It hurts though. So that e-bike, Andrew,
Yeah.
like, relative effort, you could just keep riding up and down the hill, you reckon?
Till I run out of power. Yeah, I've probably just used up half the battery.
Yep.
I figured I could do this in full power probably 3 times.
Yep. Not bad.
No, it's in the average and up there about 16, 17.
Yep.
services.
Hopefully she doesn't make it.
There's about 4 or 5 people I ride with now that got e-bikes, so what we're going to do one day is all of us on e-bikes come up and then go down the hill on the other side.
Yep.
It's pretty steep and wild.
I've walked it.
That's a tiny, is it tiny walk or something?
Zamia.
Tiny, yeah.
Yep.
Stand for a minute.
Yeah, look, goes down the back of First Turkey.
Yeah.
Have they cleaned it up at all? Or?
I thought it was all cleaned up.
Oh, I haven't been walking for a couple of years.
Yeah, last time I went the whole way was 2019. So I'm looking forward to doing it again.
I didn't see a person till 5:15.
Yeah?
Cars.
So, upon finishing my second climb up Mount Archer, I had 3 bars remaining. Now I'd done 1,275 meters elevation, 20.6 kilometers distance, and I'd ridden all the elevation in boost mode, so it was flat out the whole time. And at the end of this, these 2 climbs, I had 3 bars remaining. So from this point, I left the boys and went down to First Turkey and had a quick look around the Fox Superflow. Now, I won't play the whole video here, just some highlights while I'm talking. You've already seen a lot of the trails we rode today in previous videos. But by the end of the exercise, I used up the entire battery, finished about 2 kilometers from home. I did 43 kilometers, and yeah, it was quite surprising how far the batteries went, considering, or the battery went, considering how hard I pushed the bike all day. It was really a remarkable day, mix of bitumen and XC riding, and yeah, I have to say the Polygon just performed admirably. A week, 10 days into riding this thing, I've got nearly 200 kilometers on it, and it just hasn't missed a beat. It's a really good bike. So if after these 6 videos you're still sitting on the fence about getting one, I wholeheartedly recommend you bite the bullet and push the buy button. Okay, see you next time. Bye.